So hey guys, welcome to the podcast So You Want to Become, and I'm your host Krishna Ranganathan. So today we have someone different, someone from the path that I want to take you guys in, career counseling, right? So we have today Miss Sheetal, who heads the company called Pifinity. So let's welcome her. So welcome, ma'am, and I know that you are leading a company called Pifinity, which is basically for career counseling for students across Karnataka. So can you tell me more about yourself and how you started the company and what led you to this?
Thanks, Krishna, for having me. And let me first give you background. So basically, I was from IT industry. Almost 20 years I worked in IT industry, and then kind of left my job to start my own venture. And we were figuring out what could be the potential ideas that we can start with. It has to be a social impact venture. That was something which I was very clear about, and that is where we figured out. And typically, it went along with my son's journey because I saw him during the COVID when he was in 10th grade, how much support he got in terms of career counseling from his school. I was trying to figure out, and I talked to a couple of my friends, and found that quite a few private schools are having resident career counselors, or they're using certain platforms to guide students. But this is something which we found missing in government schools, and that was the whole idea with which Pifinity Education Foundation has been started. So we go and work with government schools, and we work with high school students from grade ninth to 12th. So basically, if you look at, there are two problems every child kind of faced. One is in grade 10th. You have to figure out which stream to choose. And and we want to make sure that it's not that you're just choosing a stream. You are clear about the potential career paths that you would be opting for as part of this whole journey. And when you are in 12th, and typically since if you have not got any kind of career guidance, you have chosen stream just for the heck of it. Very, very few. It's only 30% students who are clear why they have chosen a stream. The good 70% are little lost. And that is where we kind of step in and help them understand, okay, considering that you are in this particular stream, what are the potential career paths available to you? So career awareness is one of the most important aspect that we thought we have to bring in, particularly with this particular set of students that we are working with right now.
Okay, so you help the government school students to identify the paths that they want to take along their careers. So from what age do you start, ma'am? Like the students of age ranging from?
So as we said, we work start from grade 9.
Grade 9.
So we have a 2-year program. Grade 9th and 10th go through that one program, and similarly grade 11th and 12th go through that another 2-year program. The idea basically is that considering the students they're underserved students coming from marginalized communities and underprivileged backgrounds, they don't have access to a lot of information, and also they don't come with you have to build the student agency in their case before they really take the decision to choose a career path, and that is how the program has been built. So the first year we basically do a lot of 21st century skills and growth mindset, wherein we make them capable enough to start understanding how to take the right decisions in their life. And in 10th and 12th, we basically expose them to different careers. That's the time when they start thinking, okay, this is something which works for me and this is how I should go about it.
Okay, so ma'am, you said something about growth mindset, and I have no clue about what's growth mindset. So, would you mind explaining what growth mindset is and how do you, incorporate it?
So, growth mindset is a concept that was kind of first introduced by Dr. Carol Dweck in one of the TED Talks that I got to know about. And she is, I think, a Stanford University professor. She did a complete research, and based on those studies, it has been very clearly being proven that every person has certain qualities and they can be further improved. When you work on them, when you take help, when you use techniques, and it is true for any quality of yours. The problem is that we humans tend to have a lot of limiting beliefs on ourselves, and as I've said, the kind of students that I'm working on definitely have this particular problem, even in more grave for that perspective. So what we decided is it's very important for these students to start believing in themselves that yes, I can do it.
So it's practice makes perfect, but with a lot of techniques and a lot of advanced techniques. That is to particularize these things, like to improve career, career development, and like career development as in to get the idea of what you want.
So improving your skills, your academics, every kind of thing can be, put in this growth mindset thing. And the important thing is its techniques, and as I've said, taking help from others.
Right.
That is something which even, if you know that we have a tendency of not asking for help, and that is also something need to be changed, or at least be told that go ahead and do that.
So, ma'am, so your son is as old as I am. I'm just asking this as a thing. Has he ever faced that, that he needed help? And I mean, you as you said, people refuse to take help. Stubborn. I'm an example here. So, yeah. So, how did he get through? How were you able to help him get through this? So, as an example.
Okay, I think I would like to say that what you told is very, very true, I have noticed, and it's not. So let me tell you, nobody is a complete growth mindset, nobody is a complete fixed mindset. You're always in between somewhere. And there are places where you have to identify that I have to push myself towards the growth mindset for this particular scenario. And taking help, for, as you said correctly, I think Ansh, my son, also comes from that category. There are times when he has shown a limiting belief at times, or not, asking for help, and where I have kind of helped him understand the scenario, and he has done that. Finally, he has went ahead, asked for help, and it has definitely helped him overall. So the whole point is to understand how important it is to identify yourself, your qualities, your weaknesses, your strengths, and then kind of figuring out, creating a plan for yourself, how to make yourself a better version of yourself. It's as simple. Growth mindset is, can I make myself a better version of myself?
Okay, so fine. So technically, you guys mentor the students from the underprivileged backgrounds and there's some kind of a middle background, and then bring them up. So how do you mentor them exactly? Leaving the growth mindset aside, and like how do you actually do it?
So, okay, what we do is we basically go in schools and we conduct sessions. As I've told you, in grade 9th and 11th, the sessions are basically around 21st century skills, which is basically self-awareness, communication skills, critical creative thinking. We even touch upon financial awareness and entrepreneurship, problem solving, decision making. These are the different, based on your, grade level, you have created a curriculum around it. So that is one where we do. What has happened is that even in government school, there is a lot of academic pressure when it comes to grade 12th and 10th, because you have board exams. So we don't get the required number of contact hours with the students in the school, and that is where we decided to come up with the idea of starting an online mentoring program. So we are asking volunteers, basically early professionals and even college students to come, rather professionals and college students to come in and join us and become mentors for these students. So this is a program that we are launching, in this month itself, and we have got a cohort of 30 mentors. So obviously, the important is that if I have to give one mentor to one student, I really need that many mentors.
Correct.
So that definitely is a requirement that we have at this moment, and but we are gradually seeing a lot of kind of attraction. Quite a number of people are coming organically and joining us. So this is the program that we want to run to ensure that 12th graders have what we call as college readiness, in terms of understanding how to fill up your application, which colleges to identify, which courses to identify, and take that entire process very, very systematically with them.
Okay, so you're saying all these mentors from college students, they join organically, right? I think, do you think it's because of them facing the same issue earlier? Or?
Absolutely. So we definitely asked them a question in the form and said, why are you doing this? And quite a few people said nobody was there to help me, and I really want to make sure. So this is absolutely a give back feeling, which has come up.
I guess there are people who want to make a difference, right? So, yeah. Okay, ma'am. So, now that you know that we need to collect more mentors from colleges or university, even professors, for say. So, how do we make this a bigger organization? Bigger organization as in like to make more students identify their career path. How? So let's start. Let's say we are now doing in Karnataka. So how do I expand it to South India? Then maybe even the whole country and then the whole world. I am pretty sure that there is a definite shortage for people who go under this counseling process. So yeah. So
yeah, I think scale definitely is something that is on my mind, definitely. And what we are doing is we are working with a couple of other organizations based out of Noida, and one is based out of Maharashtra, and looking at the online program, and then even including mentoring as the added part to it. But let me tell you, there are many other organizations working on similar. I'm typically talking about the non-profits or NGOs who are working similarly in this direction. But as you said correctly, the more the better. And definitely, mentorship is something which is introduced not by many, and it is an important aspect because it really helps students, get a fair understanding of what needs to be done. Because one-on-one conversation with your mentor makes a huge difference in your life, and it has. And there have been again a lot of studies that have clearly shown that how much mentoring can impact a student in terms of taking the right decisions, their academic growth basically, and then their own mental well-being. All these aspects have been shown a very, very positive impact students who take mentorship during their high school.
Okay. So, ma'am, this is a question I ask every person. So, I would like to ask the same to you. I hope you don't mind. So, if not Pifinity, what would you have been doing?
I have been, so I'll tell you, interestingly, I would have been a founder of some social impact venture. The idea would have revolved somewhere around this. I'm not very sure of that I will be able to answer very pinpointedly. Otherwise,
No, I just want to get an idea. Like, so, yeah.
fair enough. So I'll tell you, one of the other, kind of things that I would love to do is basically somewhere around cooking, and it may looks like that being a female, I'm saying that, but I really wanted to do something around, creating some videos on healthy cooking. I really realized that is a problem, and typically this came very forth to me because my son had some issues,
Okay.
and because of which I have to really shift towards very, very healthy options. And we have really changed our entire cooking style and everything. And I really thought, why not to propagate that? So maybe I was doing a podcast and a YouTube videos around that. So
I think that would
one
be
thing
really
I would have
fantastic.
thought
I think that would be really fantastic, Right, ma'am? So, I'd like to wrap up with one last question. So, okay, Pifinity is a company which helps counseling process, right? Like, now, how do we take it forward? Like, what more can we achieve? As a podcaster, I can ask the questions my viewers may have. So, but how do we take this forward as a counseling process? We need new mentors. We need we need more help. The more the merrier, right? So, how do we take it forward? Apart from as you expand, not talking about expansion, what more can we achieve through counseling?
Okay, I'll answer this in two parts basically. So let me tell you, when I started this, it was only a career counseling or career. I will not say counseling because that brings in the gamut of psychometric assessments and all. Where I believe that careers are more like a discovery process. As a person, if you identify what you are really good at, and what are your strengths, weakness, your interests, personality, everything come together along with your skills, you really take right decisions, and you're able to navigate your professional path, even make changes when required. So that is, I will call it as more like a career exploration or discovery process from that perspective. That is the point one. The second coming to point is, I'll not go to scale immediately. I'll tell you what we have been doing now. So we are planning to start something called as Ask Me Anything webinars by professionals.
Okay.
Right? So, I want to reach as many students as possible. And I know that there are limitations, but I always believe in finding solutions. So go to a professional, go to a banker, go to a software engineer, go to a teacher and tell them, please come. And we have a very set standard format of, as you said, five questions. We go and tell them, please go ahead and tell us, what this particular career is all about, what are the skills, what are the educational requirements, because these students need all those details.
Right.
Conduct a 40 to 45 minutes webinar, give 15-20 minutes for students to ask questions. We have done a small pilot, in April, and it was pretty successful. Students were very thankful because they really got an idea of understanding of what this career is all about. So this is what we are launching from July mid or July end, 2 to 3 webinars every week. My whole aim is democratizing career counseling information, career guidance information for the students, but in a very, very standard format that anybody can. Language definitely in country like India becomes a barrier, because if I make it in English, I have to make sure that it's available in other vernacular languages. So we are trying to figure that out also. We're preparing an online program so that in case it's required, and even train the trainer program. So if an organization comes and says that we want to run the same program, maybe we'll say that you give us a couple of trainers, we'll train them, we'll give you the entire material on this, and go ahead and run it by yourself, and maybe we'll become more like a support system for you rather than us running the complete thing. So we are finding different ways in which we can kind of make sure that we can scale, and getting mentors or getting people coming forward and helping is the one of the most important thing. What we are doing now, after the pilot has been launched, we'll be going to different corporates, we'll be going to different colleges, talking about what we are trying to do and making sure as many people can join the program. So this is how we are taking it forward.
So thank you, ma'am. I think you have a pretty busy schedule, and thank you for giving your time out of it. So yes, ma'am. See you soon. And if those who want to see, it's pifinity.org. It's pifinity.org, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. Thank you.